The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Sean.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. What do we got? It is November 16th. I'm like, where do I find? I don't know how I forget every time. November 16th.
We are well over halfway through the month, the whole day through it.
5:31 right now. I got a question. If you are in the Stony Creek Plaza, if you've ever visited, there's a bunch of light posts everywhere. The parking lot is everyone's favorite, obviously. And
one way to put it.
And there's these snowflake lights turned on right now. Now, my question, Steph, is have these been on all year? It looks like they just got turned on this morning, I think.
I think that they have been on all week. I think they've been up all year and never turned on, and so they've just kind of become a fixture that you look through.
Yeah.
But I think that they turned them on Monday.
Yeah, okay. This starts to make sense a little bit, that they're just not turned on. They don't like take them off and put them back on every year, do they?
They used to.
Oh.
But last year, I remember thinking like, wow, the little forklift guy hasn't come out and taken these snowflakes down.
Yeah.
And I thought it again in August, like, well, it's too late now. They'll just leave them up all year.
Yeah.
And here we are. But they look so beautiful and they are so eye-catching
They
all
are.
of a sudden at this time in the morning where you're like, wow, that's new. But really, they just have not had their beautiful lights turned on.
Yeah, okay. This is all starting to make a little bit more sense. And speaking of snowflakes as well, just snow
snowflakes.
Just snow today, not like a soft person in the community or something.
Oh my gosh.
It was supposed to snow overnight. It didn't, which is fantastic. I love that. And now this is one of those things where like every weather app is saying something different. So Environment Canada says it's chances of snow all day, morning, afternoon, evening. My phone, on the other hand, says, nah, don't worry about it. It's not snowing today.
I'm going to trust Environment Canada today because when I was leaving my house this morning, it was super windy and it felt just like snow was in the air. Something was coming. The White Witch was on her way.
Whoa, yes. Okay. All right, we'll wait and see.
5 a.m. confessions.
So I was getting some help from IT the other day, and they did that thing where they log into your computer and they just on their way and they make everything better within 5 seconds.
Yeah, and they move the mouse around the screen and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And so that's what happened, and it was so quick. And okay, so that's the preface of it all. Now I want to go back like 2 or 3 months ago, okay? Remember when we did a 5 a.m. confession and I gave away my secret, how we're on the second floor here in the Stony Creek Plaza, and I like to go up to the third floor for some peaceful dumps in the bathroom?
Yes. Yes, I do remember that.
Well, the IT guy was going, he was making sure some of like my folders were working and some of my files were working. And I had a folder and it had about, I want to say like 5 files in it. So you could easily see the titles of them. And I saved that audio like 3 or 4 months ago.
Oh my God.
And I titled it 5 a.m. Confession, Third Floor Dumps. And so IT guy's logged into my computer. He's checking my folders and he opens it up and the very first file at the top of it is just third floor dumps. And I can only imagine he's like, what is going on in Fort McMurray right now?
He either thinks that or he's a dude and he's just like, smart man.
I hope so. He logged out right away. Like he didn't he's like, oh, I shouldn't have saw that. He like closed it or whatever.
Big news came out of Girl Guides of Canada yesterday, and they announced that they're changing the name Brownies. Here's a little clip from the video they shared.
We said that you'll be accepted, respected, and included. But we know that's not always felt true. It's clear that it's time to make a change. We cannot use a name that causes harm. That's why Girl Guides of Canada will no longer use the branch name Brownies. Girl Guides of Canada will build a better world for girls, by girls.
Were you ever a part of the program or something like it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was a brownie when I was 7 and 8 years old, and then you move up to Girl Guides. And I actually found it very interesting yesterday as I started to think, in the Girl Guides of Canada family, there's Girl Guides, then you move on to Pathfinders, then you move on to Rangers, and you kind of have this overarching theme of being a guide or a trailblazer or somebody who's outdoor and doing something. And I thought, where even did the word brownies come from.
Yeah.
Did a little bit of research. In 1915, Lord Baden-Powell, who started, I know, a long time ago, he started Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, and the brownies used to be called rosebuds. But the girls complained that they didn't think that name matched them, and so they changed the name to brownies, which in British folklore is an ever-present helper in the home. And so basically in their folklore, there's fairies, there's sprites, there's elves, but the brownie is somebody who is always in the house and helping. And so that's why they called it that. And then when you're in a brownie group, you're in different patrols and you are called a fairy or a sprite or an elf. But not the case anymore.
Yeah, they heard. They just said in some of their statement parts that they've heard from members, former members, who just didn't want to join because of the name. So I think it's great that they're being progressive finally and moving forward with something that's like inclusive for everyone. And for someone like yourself or myself who not really in the know, we have white privilege as well, and we just like are blind to the fact, but to then just hear of the concerns coming forward, just to make it better and make it more inclusive moving forward and not to make the mistake in the future, I think is the perfect way to go. So I'm excited to see what direction they go in here, and then hopefully everyone can be included moving forward to just be a part of what is a good program.
Totally. And I think as well, 1915 was a very long time ago, and perhaps in Britain they do use that word to describe somebody who helps you, but we haven't ever used that word. We didn't know what that was. Yeah. So I think it's absolutely great that it's going to be changed, and I am excited to see. And they kind of said too, because I am a Girl Guide leader and I get inside emails, they said at the end of November we're going to give you a chance to speak out on name ideas that you could think. So I would love it if you're listening now and you're like, oh, I have a thought about what it could be. Keeping in mind that we have Girl Guides and Pathfinders and Rangers and things about the outdoors and about being people who are helpers outside. Yeah. I think it would be fun to come up with something along those lines as well that's inclusive for everyone. Yeah. Sean, I've learned a new term.
Okay.
Dad shoes.
Dad shoes?
Yeah, my husband was chatting with some of his students yesterday and they told him what dad shoes are.
Oh, yeah.
Any guesses?
I got 2 guesses.
Okay.
Crocs.
Nope.
And New Balance.
No, you're wrong for both.
Level up your lexicon.
You're wrong.
New Balance are very popular now. Like, definitely my husband's dad has worn New Balance shoes for the last 40 years, but teenagers are now driving up the price of them. So they're not called dad shoes anymore. What are?
Yeah.
Blundstones.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Really?
Yeah, what do you mean really? Of course I can.
I think they're like...
Everyone who's wearing them is now a dad.
I guess so, but I just thought they were like the really kind of trendy shoe that I keep hoping goes on sale.
No, yeah, because all the millennials wore them throughout their 20s.
Right.
Now we're all in our 30s, having kids left and right.
Oh my
Making the population 8 billion.
Making dad shoes a thing. Blundstones, not the cool shoe anymore. They're like the dad bod of the shoe.
Yeah. No, I see it. It makes sense.
Yesterday, my Instagram feed was filled with the heartbreaking saga, the ups and the downs of trying to get Taylor Swift tickets. Our local Swiftie is waiting till today, but a friend of mine in Nashville actually went through it. So let's chat with Meredith here. Meredith, how'd it go?
An incredible journey. For my group in particular, we had a group chat that was going for about, I would say, a total of 10 hours, working back and forth, trying to figure out how to get tickets, what dates we needed, because people had different tickets on different days. But I think the biggest issue was our Ticketmaster queue just kind of stopped working right about 30 minutes into the sale. So we were just kind of holding tight and in suspense for a very long time.
I think that happened to Ticketmaster like across the planet. Essentially, is that it just stopped working for hours upon hours. Did you refresh or did you stay in the queue?
Oh, I did not refresh. I've been told by a handful of friends who'd gone to big shows like that before, just stay in the line. But also, essentially, our team captain was on TikTok watching for other people, and we had ways to like hack the code on the site so you could see where you were in line.
Yes.
So there was a period of time where I was sitting in the line for 3 hours and my spot didn't move, so I knew to hold tight. But it was quite an effort and a little bit stressful.
Yeah, for sure. Now tell me, what number were you in line?
I sat at number 4552 for about 3 hours in my queue.
Oh, yeah. So how
and then
long in total did it take from start to finish?
Got in at 10, got my tickets at 5 p.m., so about 7 hours.
Wow.
But you got the tickets.
I know. I had two screens, so I was working my regular job, and then I had my ticket queue on the side. So my entire department at work was rooting for me, so we did it.
So you got the tickets. That's absolutely fantastic to hear.
Got the tickets. We made it in.
And how much does a ticket set you back?
Oof. Tickets set me back a little over $300.
Holy cow, what is that, half rent?
Oh, I wish it was half rent. That would be great.
Yeah, I was expecting more, so I think that's pretty good.
Well, listen, I could do an entire conversation about how Ticketmaster didn't do a super great job and things need to change in the music industry. But that being said, I am really excited to go see an artist that means a lot to me and my friends, and we're all going to get to go together. So was it worth it in the long run? Yes. Do I want to repeat it? Absolutely not.
Well, we are wishing you health, excitement, and so much fun when the date finally does arrive that you get to go see Taylor Swift in person.
Thank you so much. May all of our Instagrams be overrun with fun photos.
I did something last night that made me feel like such an adult, and I'm so happy about it.
Such an adult. Okay, you did tell me you ordered glasses.
Yeah, that's just whatever. That's cool. But the thing that I did was I was washing my bed sheets, and I took my second pair out and put them on the bed while washing my other pair.
Wow, the Bachelor has gotten himself a second set of sheets.
How sad is that? Like beforehand, before I had a second set, it would always just be wash the current sheets, and then when they come out, they're nice and warm, put them on the bed, and I have warm sheets. But I'm just like, look at me being an adult, putting the second set of sheets that are tucked away and folded nicely in a drawer onto my bed.
That is impressive, Sean. I'm going to commend you. How old are you?
23. I'm still a teenager, so I don't know what you're talking about over there.
So your adulting is just starting now at 23. You're doing
That's
great.
right. We don't have to think I'm in my 30s or anything. That is silly that I would get a second set of sheets in my 30s, okay?
Reality shows, they keep coming out, more and more of them. I love the reality game show side of things. The Mole, that, what is it called? Reboot?
Yeah, they rebooted it. It was really good on Netflix.
It was so good. And I never, ever am tempted to join a reality TV show. Like, The Amazing Race just seems far too physical for me, and I don't know enough about the countries to be like, we should head here.
Yeah.
But The Mole.
All right, note to self, scratch Steph off potential list of Amazing Race people.
Sorry, I can't join you, Sean, though. I do think it would be fun.
Yeah.
But The Mole looked like a giant escape room. Like, they just got to play so many fun games, and I would absolutely sign up to do it.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I'm curious how you would do on it, because you need to throw people off so they answer wrong on the survey. I don't think you could do that.
Yeah, I think I'd
You'd be too pure. You'd just be like, why aren't we trying to get the most money? You have to be truthful. I think you'd be one of the first voted off.
You're probably right. I'm a terrible liar.
It'd be fun to see you, though.
But yeah, and I think it'd be fun at least to play one game before I got voted off. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Which reality show would you go for?
Oh, I'm a Big Brother guy, so I would love to be on Big Brother Canada. I think just my personality and everything suits the show so perfectly. Like, I don't care if I'm watched by 100 cameras. Doesn't bother me at all. I'm always going to be myself regardless of who's watching, type of thing. Social, I'm very being on the radio, just social. I can make friends with everyone, like inside the house, strangers, whatever it may be. I'm totally fine with just socially being friends with everyone. And then I have a sneaky little bit of athletic ability to win competitions and stuff and whatnot as a former athlete.
Yeah. Yeah, you would be the perfect contestant. What about Survivor, though? That's kind of similar, except you don't get food while you're there.
Yeah, I don't like camping.
Oh.
I don't like roughing it.
Man, but you'd
I'm a
be
glamper, kind of.
so good at the challenges.
Yeah.
And making friends with people.
See, that's why I think Amazing Race could be a little good, because like at least you get to sleep in beds and you get to like go around the world and do like competitions and stuff. So I think Amazing Race, Big Brother, I think I could thrive in.
All right, please go apply. I'd like to watch you.
Forbes magazine posted a very interesting question that I wanted to ask you. 780-791-1037. 83% of employees would rather be paid every day instead of once every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Which is shocking to me. What would you prefer?
Absolutely every 2 weeks. I can't tell if it's just because I'm a traditionalist. I'm like, that's how it's always been done.
Yeah.
Or why, but I think it would feel like the money was going faster if you got paid every day, looking at it like, wow, I just spent $60 at the grocery store and that was my entire morning at work today.
Yeah, I would need to see how the taxes break down. Like, how would I get taxed every day if I were to get paid every day? Like, if it was a large lump sum, or if it would just be the same. If it was the same that I got taxed in 2 weeks, I'd get taxed every day. But I think I would prefer the every day if it wasn't so bad.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know, because I feel like I don't spend a lot of money. There's some days like when bills come, obviously. But I don't know. I feel like I'd be like better at like rationalizing my money if I got paid every day.
I do think it would help with that, where you would definitely kind of look at the hours of your life in exchange for the dollars that you're paying for something, versus the 2 weeks where you just get, here's your money and moving forward.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of change either. So I
thanks, John.
I would look forward to it just to see how different it is. But to see the stark number of 83%, I thought that was a little wild.
Well, I guess you're just among good company that 83% of people are not afraid of change.
Yeah.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.